Yes.
Ooh,
That was a nice
hands.
Oh my god, yes!
Color
It's very pastel, it's gorge. I'll talk more about it when I get through my intro, but the clack on this one is I'm low-key I'm gonna do it again because it's so good, but so good. So good. But hello. I don't know. I really need to come up with a better intro for Canada, but hello, hi. Oh, hello, bonjour, hi. That's what it is. Hello, bonjour, hi. And welcome to The Cup, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality, and you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I'm Logan River, say something gay. Today I am drinking some pomegranate lemonade because she needs some caffeine today. I'll talk a little bit about it, but it is the day after DragCon. I am fucking exhausted. But I needed to get on here as soon as we could to dive into this episode. I'm so excited. We'll talk about it. But not only do I have a cute intro, I have a lot of cute merch. I'm not gonna throw all of it everywhere all the time. I'm not gonna throw all of my merch. Yeah, all at once. That's the word. Thank you. Words are really hard. I spent a lot of time interviewing this weekend. Oh, Jesus. So words are hard today. But I'm going to show off a couple cute pieces as we go through podcasts in the coming weeks. So I do have a cute shirt today. I am repping our Canada vs. the World love, LaFell. So excited for him. An absolute sweetheart. So I have this, and then I have the matching tote bag now, which I think is adorbs. We're repping the Versus the World Divas fiercely because I have my La Grande Dame fan. So fun. And then right before we started, I threw on this adorable intern friendship bracelet from Miss A Mandatory Meeting. So, yes. But, yes. And if I was drinking something out of a mug, I don't actually think I will be drinking anything ever anymore out of this specific cup mug, which is now autographed cup mug. Yes, God. We'll talk a little bit about that too. But yes, cup mug, boom. You can get yours. Autographs not included, but you can get yours. And any of our other merch at longitude.creations.etsy.com. That link is down in the description below. And we do ship domestically and internationally around every single inch of this gorgeous earth that we live on. So there are no excuses.
And hi, hello. I am River, your Brazilian correspondent here on The Cup. And today I am halfway through my very large coffee because this is a day podcast. Work.
I gotta be honest. I do love pink.
Love day podcast.
Love a morning podcast. It's morning for me. It's mid-afternoon for River, but I do love a morning podcast. Honestly, even if it's the morning after DragCon and I slept for maybe 3 hours. But honestly,
I'm shocked you have a voice, girl. To be honest,
honestly, girl, me too.
It shows me that you stayed hydrated. Period.
I sure did. Hydration is of the essence of Hall. I didn't get to meet her, but shout out to Jade Essence Hall. I saw her. She looked gorge. But
always.
But yes, we are here. We are diving into the premiere of Canada's Drag Race Crave Original Canada vs. the World Season 2. We're already 1/6 of the way through this season, River. Yay!
I am so upset that this season is going to be short. I have a feeling it's going to be such a good season.
I'm pissed. I loved this premiere. I love this cast for the most part. Yeah, for the most part. But I agree completely. I think we were all like, oh, this is going to be a drop in the bucket season with a good cast, blah, 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 blah. I honestly think we're gearing up for something kind of iconic here, just because the mix of girls we have going on is really, really, really fun.
I love the song, and they're proving me in the best way possible. Let's just say that.
Yes, God. Yes, God. So yeah, we're going to dive into that. And I'm going to touch on DragCon a little bit. There'll be a full series of videos coming very, very soon as I get to editing it. But we'll get to those. Before we do, though, make sure to subscribe if you have not already, because we are here almost all the time giving you almost all things drag. And that means we're doing drag. We're doing all of the franchises actively.
A lot right now.
Which is a lot, but hey, it's, you know, it happens. It is what it is. We live, we breathe, we survive. And yeah. So we've also got 3 other channels as well. If you want to check those out in the description below, as where you'll find as well our audio podcast links and where you can join us on Patreon for exclusive content and early access, including early access to look over here from the franchises we are actively covering. So uploads this week are a little bit weird, obviously, because DragCon happened. So a lot of videos are just going to come out at once. But once we're back into our normal schedule for next week, things will be a little bit more consistent as we go through things. France finale will be coming later this week. All-Stars finale will be coming next week. So yeah, very, very exciting. But yes, I'm surprised I have a voice still because David and I just spent the last 2 days at DragCon LA. I want to say, first and foremost, the world's biggest thank you to World of Wonder. Because it was such a surreal opportunity to be there, to get to do interviews, to get to be a part of the press team for this year was really fun. So thank you, World of Wonder, for giving this small little podcast with a dream, the opportunity to pop in and have a lot of fun. And it was so much fun. We've got almost 50 interviews coming your way very, very soon from queens all over the world. So I'm really excited for you all to see who we got to talk to. There's a lot of winners, actually, and I think that's something that's really, really fun. And it's a lot of international winners and a lot of queens who recognized us from the podcast, which I also think is that was one of my favorite parts of this weekend, was seeing we had fans coming up to us too and recognizing us too, which was one of the it's such a surreal thing. So if you came up to us and talked to us at DragCon, thank you. It really did make our days, truly. It was so fun. But yeah, we've got a lot of interviews coming. We've got a lot of new fun collaborative stuff coming to the channel too. I'm not gonna say too much.
Love that kind of stuff.
Love collaborative content. But there's we're gonna try to get some lovely international queens on this podcast to do some fun things with us over the next couple of months. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm also looking forward to talking about this episode of Canada vs. the World because like we said, I just really, really enjoyed this episode. I thought top to bottom, these girls really gave what needed to be given. There was phenomenal drag. There was great performance. There was confessional. There was personality. There was drama. This is everything I want in a season premiere.
I was going to say, I think this was probably the best premiere in a while, but I'm going to say for sure this year. The best first episode for me. Okay.
No, I definitely think it's up there for me. I really liked the premiere of France this season. That just ended. I did also like the season 16 premiere. I thought was good.
Yeah, I'm not
I would
really
put
a big
Canada
fan
vs. the
of
World up there.
split premieres, so
fair.
Season 16 was good, but I'm talking specifically first episode to get you really excited to watch the season.
Then yeah,
for me, I say that about this episode specifically because not only was the runway good and the challenge was good, but the workroom stuff and the confessionals were so good. There was everything that we needed, like emotional moments, shady moments, funny moments, like everything.
And we'll talk about her, but even the person who went home, I thought had a fucking phenomenal showing.
Yes.
So, well,
she didn't do bad.
No, not at all. We'll talk about it, but
we'll get into it.
We're going to dive into our full thoughts on the entrance looks on Look Over Here, obviously, because that's what we have the episode for. We are going to run through them very, very quickly to remind ourselves, because I want to talk about favorite, least favorite, kind of gigorama. So we had Alexis coming in first. Bam, of course. Gorge, love. Cheryl, just Cheryl. Tynomi Icon Banks, who we did interview in this entrance look.
She was wearing. Oh, cool.
Yeah. So when we got to see her yesterday, and she was wearing. I think day one, I think she might have been wearing her promo look, if I remember right, and then day two, it was this entrance.
That's
look.
fierce.
It is. I will say it is just as gorgeous in person. I'll say that.
I would imagine it's more gorgeous in person because the sparkle.
It is. Ugh. Yeah, no, it's rhinestone down. LaPhil, who we also got to talk to, he was wearing his promo for this season, which I also thought it's such a good look. Mm-hmm. We'll talk more about this, but I love Phil. I love Phil so much.
Love.
Kennedy Davenport, mother is mothering in a mother-related fashion.
Very
mother. Very mother. Very mother. Ways. Absolutely. La Kahena Gorge. Mm-hmm. We'll talk a lot about La Kahena in this episode, but I'm so happy they brought her on this cast. I will say. I just think, spoiler, I'm sad she's gone too soon for me. I gotta just be real and honest. But
she did make history, though. She made history.
We're talk about her.
We're gonna remember her.
We will absolutely remember her. I'm excited. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to talk about it later because I really enjoy it. Fierce Delicious in this goddamn prolapse dress.
I died. We'll get into it.
I died later. I'll say that.
I died here, and then later I buried myself.
This didn't come as a surprise to me. Yeah, I was like, this one didn't come as a surprise to me. Later it came as a surprise to me. But
yeah,
Eureka. She looks good. I
love this hair color on her rather than the blonde that usually does.
I wanna talk about it more later because I agree completely.
That was like Eureka, the one thing that I noticed. Like
Eureka looks good here. Mm-hmm. And then Lemon, of course. Lemon is lemoning. Girl, I love Lemon.
8.
So, yeah. What would you say would be your... I don't want to do least favorite because I actually don't think anyone looked like shit.
But that's like least favorite. It doesn't mean that it's bad.
Sure. Okay, then like... Your favorite, top 3, maybe, and if your least favorite, if you want to.
Mm-hmm. Well, my favorite was Lemon.
Sure. Yeah.
And LaPhil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
When I think of like objectively, like good looks, but because of the iconicness of it, I liked Fierce as well.
Okay. I get that. I think my top 3 would probably be. Lemon and Phil as well. Those were my 2 favorites. Obviously, repping Phil, loving Phil, love everything Phil did in this episode.
They're both on my team. I love that.
I know. I love that for you. Yeah, I would say Lemon and Phil. I think my 3rd actually might be Kahena.
Oh, okay.
I really like Kahena's look.
See, I like everyone's look. I think everyone looks good. But I think my least favorite was Cheryl. Not that she looked bad, but like, here's the thing. I don't like the nude illusion, and that is just me. So it doesn't matter. I'm never going to like it. It doesn't matter who's wearing it. So that's just me. And she looks good. It was my least favorite because it was too simple for an all-star season for me.
Hey,
but she still
that's
looks
fair.
great.
That's fair.
Everyone did.
I think for me, based on the construction of the garment, I mean, my least favorite in that regard is going to be Fierce. But obviously, there's like there's a level of iconicness to it. So I would probably say maybe my least favorite was Alexis. I didn't really understand. I didn't understand the coming in the wedding gown.
Because like she looks good, but it's like
she looks really good, and it's objectively speaking a really, really good look. But I'm just like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't particularly get it. But yeah, were there any of the like entrance interactions that really stood out to you at all?
One thing that stood out to me, which I don't think is a bad thing, is just it's going to be interesting to see how that's gonna come out during the season. The fact that Kennedy hasn't watched any of the girls' seasons.
I'm not
judging. Like I understand if I was a drag queen, I worked with that. I wouldn't want to watch like in my free time watch what I work with. So I get it.
Definitely, yeah.
But it's gonna be interesting to see how that's gonna play out during the season, because it could be beneficial for Kennedy because she doesn't know what to expect from the queens, so she's not gonna feel threatened or
there's no preconceived notion. So exactly. I feel like for example, and I don't know that I'm not spoiled on this season at all, but if there's a scenario where like
they have to
I don't know
teams or something
like that,
I'll let you know who do I want to work with because she doesn't know them, so she's
right.
Judge based
or if there's a scenario where like Kennedy wins a challenge and like someone like Fierce Delicious is in the bottom who obviously has like a really big fan base, or someone like Lemon is in the bottom.
She's gonna make different decisions, right? She's not gonna base.
She's not gonna go. She's not gonna base her decisions based on what the fans would think because she doesn't know what the fans think.
But honestly, it's Kennedy. So would she do that anyways? Because I don't think.
I don't know. I think both Kennedy and Alexis, if and when, I'm gonna say when because I think they're both bound to probably win a challenge at some point. I think when either of them win, I think we're going to see the most objective use of the beaver that we see, because we do get the beaver is back with her all-stars lips. We love to see it. And we get the full-on beaver twist a la Canada Season 4, where the winner of the challenge gets to save one of the girls that's in the bottom 3. And I think this is so refreshing for a Versus the World season. I was a little worried.
Do you prefer that, or do you prefer the other format, like All Stars 8? Because this one is different. So.
Oh,
the format for
like Lip Sync Assassin.
Yes, lip sync for the win instead of lip syncing for your life. Which one do you prefer for an All Star season?
I don't know. I don't know that there's one I prefer specifically. I gotta be honest. I think lip sync for the win gives more queens the opportunity to win more challenges. And so I think in that regard, I like that. And especially on a season where there are only 5 competitive episodes. Like, what I liked about Canada versus the World 1 was that there was 2 winners each week. So that's how we got, Victoria Scone with 3 challenge wins. Which I love.
Yeah, because it's a short
in this case, there's only 5 wins up for grabs.
Yeah.
So if you don't really snag one of those wins, if you make it to the end of the season, it's gonna be difficult to justify like, hey, I really should I should be, the winner of the season. So I don't know. I don't know that I necessarily prefer one or the other, but what I do really like is I like that we have this twist now and we're switching back to lip syncing for your life right now. It feels so refreshing to have. Yeah.
And because it's Canada and it's kind of like they're bringing that, I feel like they're probably bringing that maybe into the franchise. So like I'm expecting to see the beaver on Canada 5.
From what I understand, that is the T. Yeah, that seems to be the new Canadian.
That is something that I do like. That I like that we have a, for lack of a better word, original Drag Race like I forgot the word, but like rules or the
rule set, yeah.
Yeah.
Canada's kind of playing by their own rules in a lot of ways, which I
Yeah.
think is really nice. Yeah.
What I was gonna say is that I like that other different franchises have like the base of the show is kind of the same, but then each franchise, I would love for each franchise to have like its own small twist.
And Canada's doing that really well.
Yeah, but I want each season to have that. That's what I mean.
I agree.
I would love to see that. Mm-hmm.
I definitely agree with that.
And it doesn't have to be like the same kind of thing. It can be like other types of twists or whatever, like to make it interesting.
Yeah, I like I like to be surprised. I like a little bit of a switch up kind of gag. So I'm happy with it. We'll see, if we keep seeing this on future seasons, maybe I'll get tired of it. But, I like the girls were even saying, I like the fact that we get to experience a lip sync for your life format again on an All Stars, which I think is a really cool thing that I think it's a really, really cool challenge.
It's better to give it's better like for the queens. I would, if I was a queen participating, I would feel better if like as a prize of like me winning a challenge, I get to save someone instead of sending someone home, which feels like a punishment.
Yeah.
Like, so I would prefer to like be to like win and then have the opportunity to save someone that I want to be in the competition with me. So like I think that's like for the competitors, I think that's better as well. And I like it as a viewer too. Yeah.
I agree.
But one other thing that happened when they were unpacking, like grabbing the bags and like getting into the workroom.
Well, let's talk about the challenge first.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we'll get to the workroom stuff here in a sec. I want to just touch on the challenge. So, because we do the challenge picking situation on the stage when Brooklyn comes in. Yeah, yeah. So Brooklyn comes out, gorgeous as always. I think it's so lovely to see Brooke finally settling into being a host. Like, she knows what she's doing now. She's confident in it. And even with the girls that are like her US contemporaries, like there's still a level of objectivity, but also like these girls have like Kennedy and Brooklyn have worked together on many occasions. Kennedy and or Brooklyn and Alexis, Brooklyn and Eureka, like they've worked together on many occurrences prior. Eureka was literally on a season with Brooklyn.
Was she?
11.
No, wasn't she on season 9 and then?
Oh, was it 9, 10? No, you're right.
Who was 9 and 10, right?
You're right. I don't listen to the words coming out of my mouth today.
Yeah, no.
DragCon done fucked me up. Like, that's Logan, what it is.
Did you see Brooklyn retweeted? Someone said that in her that look that she's wearing on the stage for that she looks like if Will Ferrell was a lesbian. I'm on the floor. But doesn't she?
Anyway, so this week's Maxi Challenge, they're not wrong. And I love that Brooke isn't on the joke now too. Like, that makes me, her confidence is maybe at an all-time high. And I love Brooke. I love Brooke. Brooke is one of my favorite hosts. For me,
she's very like, because she used to be like kind of uptight, But
side note, I don't mean to keep talking about DragCon, but it's very much so on the brain. I did go up to see Mother Lucy LaDuca. We didn't get an interview with her, which I'm very upset about. She was a very, very busy woman. But I will say, I did let her know about our frequent and often usage of on the podcast. So Mother is aware that we use the soundbite very frequently. So I'm loving it. But yeah, I agree with you. She has really and is settling into her own. But yes, the Maxi Challenge for this week is the girl group challenge, like what we had on Canada vs. the World 1. I really like it. And I like that this was a little bit different in the way that they were picking teams, because they were given 3 song titles and descriptions. So we had Bopulence, This Beat, and Tongue Pop. That came out of somewhere in my brain.
Girl, I didn't
write that down. Didn't write that down, but I sure did remember it.
One thing that I thought was really interesting that I liked, that to me, I see it as another twist, is that they didn't even give the girls time to like decompress, kind
get to know each other a little bit. Yeah,
and just like go into like picking teams, like
right. Well, and some of the girls obviously had like prior relationships. Obviously, Lemon and Cheryl were on the same UK versus the World season. So of course, Lemon and Fierce, the Canada girls on, especially Lemon and Tainomi because they were on the same season. So there's a lot of, and Alexis and Kennedy obviously have known each other for years and years and years. So, I mean, to see Lemon end up in a group with both Kennedy and Cheryl, like, doesn't surprise me at all. But yeah, so we end up with our girl group teams. We have Bopulence ending up being Alexis, Eureka, and Kenna. That girl didn't know what she stepped into, and I
like the fact that they had to choose, like, the song that they wanted to be in.
Yes, I agree.
But, like, they could kind of choose if they wanted to choose the song or the team.
Or the people, yeah.
Which I think is a interesting twist as well. Yeah.
But yeah, so we have Alexis, Eureka, and Kahina doing Bopulence. We have This Beat, which is Tainomi, Phil, and
Cheryl. No.
Tainomi, Phil, Fierce. Thank you.
Yes.
Tainomi, Phil, and Fierce, who are actually the 3 Canada versus the World queens we got to interview this weekend, which I think is also really cool. And then Tongue Pop is Kennedy, Lemon, and Cheryl.
Mm-hmm.
We all knew from the moment the teams got chosen who was going to win, right?
I mean, I knew who was going to be in the top, but I got something to say about the results.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I'm excited. So then they go into the workroom, they're settling in, and you very quickly see the cliques forming. Very quickly. Speak on it.
Okay, so they were kind of separated by nation, right? Which kind of does make sense because if you live in the same country, you probably work at the same places sometimes and all of that. Like, you know each other kind of to a certain degree. But the interesting part was that the U.S. girls kind of cornered Eureka or left her to didn't really engage. And I don't know if there's any tea behind that. I'm just saying that's something I noticed, right?
Okay.
And then with the way that Eureka was kind of clinging or kind of going very hard, in my opinion, for Wakahena, it was weird for me. I'm gonna get this out of the way right now. I like Eureka the drag queen. I think she's talented. She's entertaining.
There's definitely a lot. There's a lot of talent.
Yeah, I don't like Eureka the person. That I have been shown on TV. I don't know her. I don't like Eureka the person.
The character. The character that is Eureka on TV. Yeah.
Yes.
I agree with that.
So that's the thing. But it was just so weird when she got with Wakahena on the workstation. And then she said, oh, you better keep me entertained. I thought that was that. It might sound like a small thing, but it sounded so strange to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say about that, because I found it a little bit weird as well. I like that there was someone that was kind of embracing the one person that was kind of on the out. She's the only person from her season. She's the only girl that's not fluent in English. So I'm glad that at least one of the girls was hey girl, no, I got you.
It's just not her first language, but she is fluent.
That's more so what I meant. Yeah, no, that's more so what I meant.
But I wish the other girls had made more of an effort. They didn't have to be oh, come stay in the workstation.
That we saw.
But
that we saw. There might have been more.
Yeah. I kind of wish they showed at least. I don't know what happened, but I wish they had shown the girls initially being a little bit more inviting of like a hint. They did show that like later, but I wish they had given us that a little bit before. But anyways, the one other moment that stood out to me was Lemon and Fierce when they were unpacking, and then Fierce said, she said, "I did not bring underwear or socks." And Lemon said, "Is it because you're stupid or forgetful?" And then Fierce said,
"Both."
And Lemon came so quick. Like, so I'm living for Lemon. Like, girl. The personality is personality for sure.
I love her. I love her.
Cheryl and Alexis and Fierce are also giving like great confessionals as well. Like the narrators of the season.
Shocker. Cheryl's the narrator of the season. I'm not surprised.
I mean, there's like 4 narrators. It's not just her. We have a lot of good personality for the season.
I think Tainomi is someone else that I think we're gonna see maybe as like the narrator of the season. It's so hard to tell
different energy from the other girls.
It's
like LaBelle as well. Like she has a different, like more low key, and Kennedy as well. So like it's nice to see like the 2 kind of sides of the spectrum in personality wise.
Yeah. And it's hard to tell because the season is only 6 episodes. So, like, who fucking knows? Yeah. Like, narrator of the episode, I guess. I wish it was longer. But it'll be better for our Drag Race scheduling situation that it's not. But I will say I do wish the season was a bit longer. So, okay, so they're getting ready. We're doing the writing of the verses. We're doing our choreography for the verses. They're choreographing everything themselves. The team that everyone expected to be in the top, was doing well. Had a bit of an issue with there being too many chefs in one kitchen, kind of gigorama. The team that kind of like sailed through and was kind of the best, the best kind of gig was the Fierce, Phil, Tainomi group. They kind of they just worked really well together. So.
I think it's because they had a leader. Phil is such like a diplomatic person, I feel like, to me. And like she has such like they have such a like calming presence that I just in like good people skills that they mention actually later. Like they just know how to like handle situations like with strong personalities. So I think because she was because they were the leader, that team kind of did well because of them.
I agree with that for sure. I think that's.
And then Alexis had to kind of like, I feel for her because like she is a dancer and she was just like designated to be the choreographer, and she had to kind of like adapt the choreography to like to not be like a standout, but in a bad way. Because if you stand out in a group and make everyone else look bad, you're also not being a good group member. So like it was rough for her. I felt for her.
It's a hard kind of line to walk in that regard. I definitely agree with that. Yeah, we'll talk more about it because she brings it up in Untucked. I can't wait to talk about Untucked. Oof, oh my God. But we get some workroom stuff before we're getting ready for the challenge the next day. Everyone, it's kind of a like, oh, what have you been up to since your season kind of gigorama. I'm saying gigorama a lot because I think Alyssa's going to be back on our TV soon. And so like up in the gigorama. So I think that's where that's coming from here. But we got some conversations. Everyone's like, Kahina, what have you been up to like since your season? She was like, oh yeah, I did. What was it? The halftime show at some event in France.
At a I don't know if it was like a game, like a sporting event, or if
like a sporting event or like a concert. Yeah,
but it was at a stadium. She said like it was a halftime show at a stadium. She didn't
nationally renowned nationally renowned kind of gigorama. Saying gigorama again. So I was like super happy for her. She talked about, going home first, wanting to like prove something. They could have at least put a French Canadian on this season. Right. Like I love the Canadian choices we have, but like you could have had a 10-person cast and put like, I don't know, Boom Boom. I would have loved to see Lady Boom Boom on here.
You see, but if they had planned to do the girl group challenge on the first episode, they couldn't have 10 people because it would be...
Well, then have 12.
Well, yeah, I agree. I wish it was bigger. Bigger.
I wish we had some of the girls that were rumored, because that would have been... Because think about this cast with, like, Lady Boom Boom, Aquarella, and... Who was it from Down Under? I think it was Ashley Madison.
I don't.
She's a friend of the pod. We interviewed her too. We love Ashley.
I'm late, you guys, on watching the franchises.
Yeah, we're getting River caught up on some of the more recent ones. I still need to send you my list.
Happened in my life when, like, in 2022, when all of this,
the
franchises.
Yeah,
you guys, I was working at McDonald's. I did not have a life, so
valid.
Be patient with me, please. Yeah,
but yes. You and Lana are both on your, Drag Race expansion journey. So, and we love to see it. But then we got a really heartfelt conversation with Kennedy. Yeah. So we get Kennedy talking about her new partner and how her partner was pregnant. At the time of filming, I don't know if y'all have seen since then. She did make a Facebook and Twitter post talking about it, but her partner did end up having a miscarriage. And I didn't find out about this until last night. So if you can, Cup family, someone asked us what our fans were called this weekend, and we were kind of like, I don't know. So if you have any suggestions for names for that, let us know in the comments. But if y'all could go send every ounce of love you can possibly give to Kennedy Davenport right now. I'm glad that they are in a place now where it's airing and they've like moved past and they've done their grieving.
Time between filming and now, yeah.
Absolutely. I'm thrilled that they had that time to, before everything happened about it. I bet the influx of, oh my God, I'm so happy for you messages might have, I hope that didn't completely disrupt her. So.
Yeah. I hope she was already like in a good enough place to not let that affect her that much. Like, of course, some stuff is probably going to come up, like some feelings, but I'm glad they had enough time to be able to, like, as a couple, help each other and like grieve together. I don't know where they are in the journey, but as like Kennedy said, that they are in a good place. So good. I am happy for that. Right.
Yeah.
And I'm sure she's going to be receiving like so much love. So yeah.
Just make sure if you're going to send love to the girl that was eliminated today. We'll talk about La Kahina more. Go send love to La Kahina. Send love to everyone on this cast, because this cast is really good. But I would say especially...
I have something to say for La Kahina. If you're watching this, girl, do something with your Instagram, because when I went to Instagram to search for her, I wrote La Kahina and she didn't show up. And then I had to write just Kahina and then she showed up in the search bar. So I don't know what's happening, but I'm just letting someone from her team, I don't know, just someone tell her, because she's probably not getting more followers.
Oh yeah, no, I see what you mean. Right? Yeah, because her Instagram is Kahina Drag.
Yes. So.
Oh, that's so interesting. Okay.
Yeah. Like I had to go to Canada's Drag Race post about the season because they tagged her to then find her. So yeah, just to let the girl know,
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
But go follow.
And to let everyone know, if you want to follow her, look for just Kahina on Instagram. She'll show up.
Kahina.drag is her Instagram. So yes, go follow her. She's gotten a good bump from being on this season, though. I looked and I'm like, oh, that's a bigger number than the last time I looked at her Instagram. So I'm happy for that. So, but yeah, I think in that case we can kind of just, move along. I didn't have anything else from the workroom stuff. I don't know if you did.
No.
So we could.
No, that's it.
Per Ariana Grande.
It's giving the lesbian flag. And I live
really
for that.
Also, if one of them, if Brooke's gown was black, it would be giving non-binary flag.
T.
And I'm kind of mad that it isn't.
But this color combination, like this color palette for the judges, the fact that they all have like kind of monochromatic. Brooklyn has like gold accents, but still like it's solid.
Everyone's giving. Good. Yeah, everyone's giving a lot of, monochromatic teas. Our guest judge, Charlotte Cardon, I didn't know who she was, but I really enjoyed her on this episode.
Me too. I liked the song because they use a song from her. Right? I'm gonna look.
We will discuss. She seems like my kind of melodramatic diva.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm really excited. I cannot wait to talk about that later. But
can I just say, Tracy?
Tracy Melchor. Tracy Melchor. I am so fucking happy that Tracy Melchor is back on our TVs.
She's so
I just and Brad, honestly, and I really like Brad. I think he might be my favorite of the homosexuals on the judging panels around the world, I would say. Him and Reese Nicholson from Down Under, I think, are my two favorites.
Oh, I like Alan Carr. That's my favorite.
I love Alan and Graham as well. I love Alan and Graham as well, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And I think
Brooke, I don't think Brooke can ever look bad. Ever.
She's had one bad look, I think, across all of her hosting of Canada's Drag Race, honestly.
And it was probably like better than.
It was a season one look. There was one I didn't love, but I don't remember exactly what it was. But
this is just this
it's
dress.
So good. It's stupid.
Beautiful.
She's stupid. I just.
And her when she's interacting with the girls from the judging panel, I'm living for it. This episode was so much fun to see her interacting as a judge, as a host with the girls. Like during the judging. So good. Mm-hmm. When she said to Tainomi, like, move slower or something, because she was
right.
Oh my god. So good. Yeah.
Right. So I, in this moment, realized I didn't pull photos of the challenge. So we're back here for a moment, just us. Let's talk about the challenge. Our three girl groups. I thought everyone looked good for the most part.
For the most part.
I like that I'm curious whether the queens brought these looks or whether they were made for them. And I honestly
think they brought it because it's probably like they probably brought like lip sync looks, like because they. But
the thing is, everyone in their groups was so coordinated that I'm kind of leaning. And if anyone has tea, let us know. I would love that. It feels a bit more like they maybe had a designer and a seamstress on hand.
Or maybe they were given like at least because they always bring like some lip sync looks, but maybe they were given like a specific prompt or like a color palette, like bring a black look, like bring a black look, a black lip sync look, or like a black, So maybe I don't know. For some of the looks there was like small fit issues in some of the girls, but like for the most part they all looked good and it was like made sense for the challenge what they were wearing. So like some of the wigs could have been better, but that's and some of the names as well. One of the names more specifically, like
the divas. The divas.
I mean,
the only diva I need right now is Lova La Diva.
Girl. Diva more. Yeah, that was not it. Yeah.
Lova La Diva. Lova La Diva. Here's what I'm going to go ahead and say. I don't think anyone was absolutely atrocious. After watching the performances, I was like, okay, cool. There's a clear bottom 2.
Oh, yeah.
Clear bottom 2. And it was who ended up in the bottom 2 for me. I thought all 7 other people could have had a shot at a top placement. Yeah. And I'm not... This is one of those weird scenarios where they judged in teams. And I'm not mad that they judged in teams. I gotta be honest, I'm not mad at it.
I'm not mad, I just don't agree.
Okay. Who would, then in that case, who were your top 3 standouts from the challenge?
Lemon.
Well, yes.
Followed by LaPhil. Which
yes!
They would have been in the top if it wasn't teams.
I would have put him in the top, for sure.
They were, to me, Lemon did a little better because her actual lyrics were better for me. But other than that, I think they were like neck and neck for me. So yeah, it would be Lemon, LaPhil, and then third, but I'm between Cheryl and Kennedy, but I think my other top 3 would be probably Cheryl because I liked her runway as well.
Yeah, I also would have had, that's the exact top 3 I would have had. And I was not mad whatsoever at Kennedy being in the top, especially given Kennedy's runway. But also with Phil's runway, like, it made sense. If you're going to have Lemon and Cheryl in the top, then it makes sense to also have Kennedy in the top here. I do wish Phil had gotten that 3rd spot, though, I will say that. Or even had a top 4. I would not have been mad at a scenario where they said, because I think Tainomi and Fierce did a great job. I think they did great. I thought they looked great. They sounded great. The dancing was good.
It's just that Phil was on another level. So like Phil showed
the star. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also could have seen them doing it as a like strongest from each group. Like if you remember from the season 7, the improv challenge. And in that case, I also could have hypothetically seen Alexis in the top for this challenge.
See, I kind of thought that at first, but then when I heard the critiques and someone mentioned like that I don't think it was about Alexis, it was about someone else. But they mentioned that like their lyrics had nothing to do with what the song was about, and it was more of a lyric of introducing themselves.
Oh,
and then it was like, oh yeah, that was not a challenge.
It was Brooke that said it, yeah.
But it was about Eureka, I think.
Probably.
And then when Brooke said that, I was like, oh yeah, right. I have to consider the lyrics if it makes sense, because it wasn't about like they do usually on first episodes where you have to like write a verse to introduce yourself. It was different. There was a prompt. You had to write a verse that would fit with that specific song. And I think that's why Brooke, when she was introducing the songs in the beginning of the episode, she kind of gave a description of what the song was about. So that was a prompt. You had to write a verse for that. So then I kind of was rethinking who I thought was in the top or not, because then I had to look at the lyrics again. And then I kind of changed my mind about like the tops and bottoms.
Yeah, I definitely think, like I said, I'm not mad that the whole Tongue Pop group was in the top, because at the end of the day, their performance was well choreographed, well performed. I thought each one of them served what they needed to. I did think the weakest was, if there was a weakest of that group, it was Kennedy. Yeah. But
she was still better than.
But calling Kennedy weak in this challenge is saying that she's the 3rd best or the 4th best. Yeah. Like,
she would have been number 4 for me, so that's why I'm not mad she was in the top, because to me she was like right neck, like top safe. So she was like the 4th for me. But honestly, I'm just mad because I love Phil, so I wanted to see them get their flowers, especially on the first episode, to kind of like start off like that. But it's fine, honestly, it's fine. Oh, one thing that I was going to say though is to to me, La Cajena was, I don't want to say the worst because she didn't do bad, but
she was the worst. And
yeah,
I will go ahead and say it. Yeah.
But I liked her verse. That's the thing.
I liked
her
verse,
lyrics. Yeah. I just didn't.
I did too.
The performance was not it, and she was one of the girls that her look was good, but it was kind of ill-fitting in some places. So, and it was very noticeable. So that kind of threw me off a little bit. But I loved her lyrics.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Kahena had one of my favorite verses. I think actually my favorite verses were probably... Kahena had a really good one, but I would say Lemon, obviously, I think, had the best verse.
For me,
I really
Lemon,
liked
Phil.
And honestly,
and then,
Fierce.
Yeah.
I loved Fierce's. It was enough of like callback to her original season, but still like giving the fresh and the current from Fierce, and I did really, really like that. So
I did. But I think I like Fierce as well. But for me, I liked La Cajena's more. So for me, it was Lemon, Phil, and Cajena with like lyrics wise.
Totally. Yeah. I want to shout out Tainomi too, because I feel like on any other season she could have been in the top. And it's just like, I hope that this is not Tainomi's storyline this season again. Please. Like, I'm thankful she's not in the bottom. But I'm just like, please don't let that be her MO this season again. Because I love Tainomi.
I don't think it will. I don't think they're going to do that to her again.
No. And I will say, circling back to DragCon again, shocker. Hey, it's been about 20 minutes since I talked about it. I can see you in the comments.
They got the fingers like...
I literally getting to meet Tainomi this weekend and fully getting to experience the fact that she is just as sweet in person. Like, just an absolute angel. And like, her and Phil, getting to meet both of them this weekend, I'm like, fuck, I am rooting for you both so hard on this season now, even more than I already was. Like,
is Phil's presence as angelic and comforting as it seems on TV?
Yes, and in an interesting way,
obsessed with them. Obsessed.
And in an interesting way, he's also very grounded and very like in tune. And so he actually was the first interview we did. So you'll see that when we put out the video. Truly a great way to kick off. We started with Phil and we ended with, technically our last official interview was Fontana from Drag Race Sweden. But we also got an after hours interview with Crystal Method. So that'll be a really fun one too. So I'm just going to keep teasing this video until I actually do the editing and put it out. But yeah, Phil was a great way to start. I love Phil. Love Phil. Shall we talk about the runways really, really quick while we're here?
Oh, just to circle back.
Oh yeah, circling back. Yes.
Do you agree with the winning group? Do you think that they were the best group overall? Yeah,
I think if we were going to go by group, I think it could have been either the Tongue Pop girls or the This Beat girls, because I thought the This Beat girls were good and very cohesive. I think overall the Tongue Pop girls, I really liked their cohesion. The looks were cohesive. The choreo was really good. It was interesting.
Yeah,
it was different. It was different for a Drag Race girl group challenge, but still like familiar enough. Yeah. But yeah, I thought it was. I thought they were the winning group for me.
Yeah, I agree.
Cool.
I agree.
Cool. I could have seen some scenarios like we talked about where like if Phil was in the top, I could have maybe seen Fierce getting a top placement potentially, but. We'll talk about specifically why I'm happy that the top three ended up being the top three that we got. So, but let's talk about our runway really quick. Obviously, our full review will be over on Look Over Here, but we have our category as Wonders of the World, Very Best Drag.
Controversial opinion, I don't like this as a first runway theme.
Oh, you don't like a signature drag?
No. That's what I was going to say. I don't like
signature, not very best.
Exactly.
So
because the best should be the finale.
Well, I'm pretty sure that the brief they got for this was probably signature drag. I'm going to be honest with you. But the way they're wording it is weird.
But also, because it's versus the world, I would actually prefer, because I think they did that in the other ones, didn't they?
Oh, if it was like home country couture, yeah.
Roots, yeah.
I would have, well, and we got that from some of the girls. I would say Kahana specifically, we got like a Tunisian kind of look, but yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because to me, like, if it was me and I knew that the first, like, if I was a contestant and the first category was best drag, I would never actually wear what I consider my best first.
I would wear something signature, but a very strong piece.
Yeah, signature and something that could be elevated for a later time.
Totally.
That has like that space to kind of elevate.
Absolutely agreed. So, first up, Miss Fiercelicious, this dumb bitch. Brooke, here's my comment on this, because we'll dive into it more later. I agree with Brooklyn. I hope this is the last time we ever see the prolapse dress.
All I'm gonna say is I love the reference. I don't want to see the same reference in the same season. Nevertheless, on the same episode. And the first one, girl. Next.
We'll talk about it, because I actually think the gown itself is not bad.
It's not bad. It's just like, I get it.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
LaFille.
I love that she went drag gun.
Yes, gone. Yes. Well, yeah.
I love it. I just wish the hair that she has here was big. I just wanted more. I wanted the hair to be bigger and the yellow feathers to be more full. Other than that, work.
Gorgeous, but I agree with you. I just needed a little bit. I need the dial was at like 85, and I needed it to be at 120. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely.
But the face. Ugh.
Tynomi Banks.
I live. The top part, like waist up, it's just unfortunate that the skirt. That was unfortunate.
Waist up, perfection.
8.
Waist down, no.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Alexis Mateo.
Opulence.
She owns
everything.
Yeah.
I prefer it without the huge thing in the back, but it's still great. Yeah.
I think both versions of it are really good. This is very where Alexis is right now as a Vegas drag queen.
Love.
Like that's really what it is, and I love that. So
I love because it also kind of gives me a little bit of Carnival. So like I'm always gonna love that.
It still is a nice callback to her classic pageant roots that we saw on her original couple of seasons. So
yeah, this is definitely signature for her. So yeah,
I hope that she brought some things that are outside of the Alexis box. That's what I'm gonna say, and that's really gonna set apart whether she's going to be a finalist, because I think we're gonna see Alexis probably as a finalist unless some riggery happens. Because if it's lip sync for your life, mama, Alexis Mateo is an underrated lip syncer.
Let's hope.
Can we talk about how Alexis Mateo is back on our TVs also? Like that just
I'm so excited. She's so entertaining. Like
so
I would watch her doing
we get to actively watch Alexis Mateo and Kennedy Davenport on TV again. Right. Like how fucking cool.
And fierce. And
Lemon. Like how fun. But especially these old school divas, these older season divas, like especially Alexis. I'm just like, God, I love.
Because Alexis and Kennedy, especially, they're at a place in their life where they just don't give a fuck anymore. Let's
get through the runways because I want to talk about Untucked so bad. But next up is Eureka. I'm going to go ahead and say this was by far, without a question in my mind, my least favorite look of the night.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. It's on brand.
I like the makeup and hair.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Eureka is doing something a little bit bigger with her drag makeup now. And I don't know whether it's because of her transition or something like that, but there's definitely a big difference between soft Eureka and drag Eureka. And I'm really liking that distinction for her. And I'm also gonna say I'm not the world's biggest Eureka fan. Never have been, never going to be. But objectively speaking, like her drag is usually really good. This is not one of those cases, but her drag is usually really good.
It's giving me a little isn't it giving me Princess Peach? Kind
of? Princess Peach if she got turned into an elephant.
Sure.
Yes, God. Mm-hmm. La Cajena.
Okay. I like parts of this.
Me too.
I like parts of it. I like the concept, period. This is a scorpion. This scorpion is fabulous. The earrings, great. It's the fit for me. It's the fit and like the finishing touches. It just feels a little bit unfinished. I love the cultural reference that she's bringing. I love that she's representing her heritage.
Yes.
But aesthetically, not as pleasing. But she looks like on the face, she's beautiful.
Beautiful. She has one of the most...
I love this color lip. I love this color lip.
Oh, this gorgeous green. Oh, it's so good. She has one of the like much bigger transformations in and out of drag.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it. I really, really, really enjoy it.
I like the sheer like it's not even a glove, it's just like a sleeve. Like a disconnected sleeve. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. I wanted it to be better because I wanted her to do better because I just met her this episode,
her a lot.
But I like her. Yeah.
I like her a lot. Yeah.
I wanted it to be better.
Kennedy Davenport! Yes.
Legend, icon, period.
And somehow this feels so fresh. That's what I like the most about it, is this look feels so fresh for Kennedy.
And you know what she was giving in the face to me? She was giving Jasmine Kennedy, and this is just the entrance look.
Oh.
Kind of like, you're gagging now, y'all, like, y'all gagging for this, I got more. That's like the feeling that she was giving to me when she was walking it.
Definitely.
I love this. I've never been the biggest fan of Kennedy's eye makeup. But other than that, she's beautiful. The eye makeup, it's not my favorite, but this dress. Oh.
Totally. Lemon.
So I'm gonna blame this on the lighting on the runway because when I saw this look later in the episode on the back in the workroom, I could see that the yellow on the top and the yellow on the skirt are actually the same tone of yellow. Yeah. But I think because the top is rhinestoned.
Yes.
It looks like a different shade of yellow on the runway, so that kind of threw me off at first, and so I didn't like it as much. But when I saw it after and I saw it was the same shade, I was like, okay, work, because it's beautiful. I love this.
Yeah.
It was just really throwing me off, like the yellows.
This is how you do very best drag in a signature drag kind of way.
Yeah. Because to me, her entrance look was better. Like the actual garment.
Yes, I agree.
But yeah.
She looks gorgeous. I love her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And then last up, it's Shaz in probably the best thing Cheryl has ever worn on Drag Race. Honestly,
the best she has ever worked on Drag Race.
She turned that corner. I gasped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She looks she always looks beautiful. Like her face is just. But this specifically, she just looks I want to bite her face. It's so good. I do agree with Brooklyn though. Like we lost her neck, so that is like the only thing
she
for me.
pulled
like,
it down.
Yeah, because she's a. I can say like I'm also a short queen, so you kind of want to, elongate yourself, but
definitely. So good. Let's talk about our Untucked. Because, or no, we have to talk about the results. And then Untucked.
Then they go back to Untucked.
Weird. Okay, yeah. So we have to talk about results first. So
yeah.
Our top 3 of the week ends up being the Tongue Pop group, which is Lemon, Kennedy, and Cheryl, which means that for the first time in Drag Race history, Cheryl is in the top for a challenge. Yes! Shaz!
No, I'm mediocre.
Not mediocre anymore. The fanny pack I bought from her is literally the most mediocre. It's Cheryl Land, the most mediocre place on earth. By the way,
that's iconic.
It's so iconic. I fucking love Shaz. Such a sweetheart too. But yeah, I was really happy with the placements here. I would have been fine with Lemon, Shaz, and insert one of like 3 or 4 other people here. But our winner, I completely 100% without a shadow of a doubt, my winner as well. It was Lemon. She has broken her episode 1 curse.
What a redemption.
Truly, what I'm gonna say this now, like Lemon's probably gonna win this season. And am I mad at Lemon winning? No. No, not at all.
The fact that she went from being eliminated, like doing well on her season originally, then coming back for UK and being eliminated first. After that, becoming iconic with Priyanka with Come Through, like, and just becoming iconic overall, and then coming back to like her homeland, Canada, and then winning the first show. Like it's giving, and
especially on her
winner, it's giving winner,
and especially on her first season, being in the bottom 2, episode 1 as well. Yes. So, yeah, I was really happy with it. Our bottom 3, to nobody's surprise, ends up being the Bopulence group. So it is Eureka, Alexis, and La Kahina. Now we go back to do our deliberation. I love that it's just a full group conversation and there's no like whatever. Because, baby, the entitlement seeping out of Miss Eureka. The entitlement was,
and the lack of self-awareness of actual, like, not only was she entitled, she was, when people brought up to her that she was being entitled, I don't want to get into it too much, but like, if you've heard of Garvo, you know what I'm talking about.
Girl. So, like, the way she was just like, I just really don't want to lip sync. Okay, girl. It like, doesn't matter whether you want to or not.
What you want to do isn't
necessarily what you're gonna do.
And the fact that she had the gall, the gumption.
The nerve, the cheek, the gall, the audacity, and the gumption to sit in front of every single one of those girls and say, I just don't want to lip sync.
No, and to say that she got the best critique.
The best critique.
Out of the bottom.
When they told Alexis that she was the standout of the group.
Yeah. She said that out of her mouth, like nobody else had heard what was said on stage. Like,
right.
And then when she was confronted about it, she was like, "Oh, you're doing too much." Like, what? No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And then Kennedy Davenport killed me because she said, "I don't usually take sides, but in this," she said, "I definitely feel like Alexis did better." Ray Charles could see that. And he's blind.
He's blind.
And dead.
And dead.
Girl.
And now I'm dead. Like, girl.
And then Fierce. Coming out and saying, well, but some of the girls are on their third and fourth opportunities and they're still landed in the bottom.
Stir that pot, Fierce.
And Tainomi's reaction was literally me.
The way
she gagged the girls. She gagged them all.
Honestly, I have to be honest with you. I wish Lemon had saved Gehenna. Yes. I wish. Knocking out Eureka or Alexis Mateo first. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure production told her not to do that. I'm going to be honest with you.
I don't know. Maybe. But what she said made sense to me, because if it was me, I would be very torn between saving La Gehenna and saving Alexis, because Alexis did do better than...
Yeah.
Like, she did a lot better than Eureka and Gehenna, and she choreographed, so like...
But on a season with 5 competitive episodes, this is the kind of Drag Race season where I would full on play Drag Race social strategy race, where it's and like
because Alexis is like the third time, so I also would factor in for me.
Well, yeah, it's Alexis. It's both of their 4th time on Drag Race.
Oh, 4th, right?
Both of them are now in the club with Jujubee. It's like, it's both of their 4th time on the show. They're both, like, not performing at the level that we expected. Other girls are outperforming them. And also, Gehenna has only been on 1 episode of Drag Race.
Yeah. And what Fierce said makes sense. She said, Gehenna can go home later. Like,
Gehenna can go home next week. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah. Because it would be good, like, as a sister to, like, give her the opportunity to show more.
Yes.
But also knowing that, because I'm not saying, like, I think like that, but the girls were giving that they didn't see her as a threat. So, if you don't see her as a threat, you can let her show more stuff, and, like, other girls have shown enough. You know what I mean? So, like,
and maybe she would have won a challenge. Who knows?
Yeah.
But
like, let the girl win some money or something, like, please.
But yeah. So we go back to the main stage. Lemon makes her oh, yes.
It just because we skipped right through it because it was so much. But Alexis, when she said there's a lot of stuff in like that I don't like doing, but I do them anyways, like hanging out with you.
Oh my God, yeah.
Girl. Anyways, go ahead.
Girl.
Gag.
But yeah, so we go back to the main stage. Lemon has made her decision, and she ends up basing her decision off of the challenge performance, which I think is very admirable. Mm-hmm. She saves Alexis from the bottom, and we end up with a bottom 2 of Eureka and La Gehenna, the 2 friends from this episode. Of course, that makes complete sense. We're lip syncing to Meaningless by our guest judge, Charlotte Cardone.
Great song.
I love a ballad on episode 1. I love a ballad on episode 1. I'm going to go ahead and say this now. I can almost guarantee this lip sync will be on my end of year top lip syncs list.
Oh.
I loved every single part of this lip sync.
I thought it was really good too.
I thought this was really a spectacular lip sync. And I will say, Gehenna's lip sync on France season 1 was not that great. Mm-hmm. I don't remember what the song was, but it definitely wasn't a song in her wheelhouse. And this felt very in her wheelhouse.
I think it was so close. Like, they both did very well, but do you also think La Gehenna won?
Can I say something controversial but brave on the pod?
Yeah.
I would have given the win to Kahana. Honestly, I think I would have, because here's the thing. I'm trying not to be biased against Eureka. That's where I'm coming at it from that perspective.
I was thinking the same thing, because I don't like her.
Eureka destroyed this performance. Mm-hmm. Objectively speaking, she absolutely destroyed this performance. Her emotion, that is the one thing I will never take away from Miss Eureka, is that she is a spectacular lip sync artist.
Oh yeah.
She's
so talented in many ways.
She's so talented. I just wish she wasn't a shit person. But she, like, the way she is able to emote and express her face and get
not just the face,
emotion.
But she does, like,
it's a full body feeling. Yeah. I remember her lip syncing to Since You've Been Gone on All Star 6, and I felt the same way. But she got into the emotion of the song. I thought it was good. I thought it was big. It was a bit too much for me, though, I will say. And that's why I really, really appreciated the very low-key, slow burn, pulled back kind of performance from Kahana. I was so impressed with Kahana. Mm-hmm. I knew there wasn't a universe, so we're going to keep her. I was in it. I was in it with both of them, I got to say. Both of them, I think, just did so spectacularly. Yeah. But I think
Kahana's interpretation, though, fit the song better. Because
I agree with you.
The one thing that made the difference for me was that I liked when Eureka started, like, twirling a little bit at first, but then
she did the
but then like towards the end of the lip sync, it was too much. Yeah, that was it for me. That was the one.
She went into the classic, like, Eureka move, boom, 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 boom. Like, no, I don't need that. I don't want that for the song.
Yeah, and that was, like, the only thing that kind of.
And again, I'm trying not to be biased. I'm trying not to be biased against Eureka, but I gotta say, I do think, objectively speaking, I think I would have saved Kahana. I really do. Me too. I think it would have been a gag to see Eureka go home first.
Oh, yeah.
But unfortunately, that is not the case. And for a lot of firsts in this episode, but for the first time in Drag Race history, we have a double pork chop queen.
At least she made history.
She made history. No one is ever going to forget her name. But God, am I disappointed. I really am. And not in her. Because I have to say, everything she showed on this episode was good. And she is a great drag artist with a gorgeous future ahead of her. And I hope
she said that. She said that when she was exiting, like, I am not good at Drag Race, but I am an amazing drag queen. And
she is someone that is she fits the mold of great at drag, not great at Drag Race. Mm-hmm. But I hope that some of the French-Canadian divas will book her now that she's on Canada vs. the World. I hope Canada books her, period. I don't know what her visa situation looks like right now, but I hope that, she's able to do that. And I hope she can take everything from this experience. And she will literally never be forgotten. She is the Cassandra of Drag Race in the way you don't get that reference, but the Survivor girlies were. There is one woman on Survivor who has gone home first twice. And she's the only one. So now she is the Cassandra of Drag Race. I'm really bummed. I gotta be honest with you. I'm really bummed because I really like her. I think she's so talented.
I wanted to see more. I wanted to see more as a viewer, and I wanted her to be able to show more, like, for her, but
yeah. I agree. But Kahana is gone. We're down to all people who have English as their first language.
I lost one of my team members.
Mm-hmm.
Right. But, well, gone but not forgotten.
I don't have a draft update because we were at DragCon.
Oh, that's fine. I'm just saying. Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying that's my reasoning. It's just I don't.
And that's valid. Yeah.
We'll have one next week for sure. At our 1/3 of the way through the season checkpoint next week on episode 2. But next week, I am so excited because we are doing this acting parody challenge of The Mole, which I think is going to be very fun.
When we finish filming this, please explain to me what that show is because I have no idea, and I would love to know.
I'll do it here for everybody. Because I don't know if the Drag Race girlies know. So, and it also will be a great time to plug the fact that we actually did just cover the most recent season of The Mole that we did. The most recent season of The Mole that came out on Netflix. Mine and Lana, and I think David's, a couple other people on the pod know her, but very, very good friend of the pod, Muna Abdullahi, queen, legend, diva, poet extraordinaire, Muna Abdullahi, was on the most recent season of The Mole on Netflix. It's a social strategy competition show where you put a group of people together. One person is secretly the mole. And so you go through these missions with the goal of collecting as much money as you can for the prize pot that someone's going to win at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. And the mole is trying to sabotage, it's very fierce coded, trying to sabotage the all of the plans, all of everything like that.
Is that the one Alyssa Edwards was on?
No, Alyssa was on The Goat.
Oh, okay. Because that kind of felt very similar when you were explaining. It felt similar.
That one is more. That one is all competition based. This one is like there's a little bit of deception. It's kind of like The Traitors, if you're familiar with The Traitors.
Kind of.
At least a concept.
I'm not a reality person, but I kind of.
If you're familiar with Traitors in concept, it's very similar, except there's only one traitor in this case. Yeah. So
is it like that video game? What's the name?
Among Us.
Yeah. Is it like that?
It's very Among Us. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Got it.
Same, but very different.
Like the concept. Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very similar kind of Garama. So yeah, but we just covered it obviously because our good friend Muna was on there. So make sure to go check that out over on the Cup TV. We did cover that whole season. But they're doing a parody of it next week called The Hole with guest judge Lisa fucking Rinna. I hope we get a
talk about my husband.
Harry Hamlin. Don't you talk about my husband. Harry Hamlin. I love
her throwing that drink is so iconic.
I love Lisa Rinna so much. I'm so excited for her to be on because the Mole and like the Traitors and things like that are very known for doing like this season that just filmed of the Traitors and the last season were all celebrities from other reality shows. So it feels very fitting to have Lisa as kind of that like that in that way it feels a little bit more Traitors to me, which I'm not mad at, but I think it's gonna be really fun. I'm excited that we're getting a comedy acting challenge right out of the gate. I'm excited for who am I excited for? I'm excited for Cheryl. I think Cheryl's going to do really well here.
I think Lemon's going to do well.
I think Lemon could do well here.
She's good at improv.
I think who else? There isn't really
Kennedy.
Kennedy.
Remember her Bitchler?
Kennedy is funny without trying to be funny. Is the thing because there's no. But the thing is, there's no dedicated comedy queen on this season, really. So that's where, like, there's no one like a Nina West kind of archetype.
Or like a Bianca. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like, there's no Nina. There's no, like, I don't know, Tina Burner. Like, no, there's no queen like that on this season.
Bob.
So yeah, like a Bob kind of vibe. So I'm not sure, what the energy is going to be. I'm a little worried.
Then it leaves it open to like kind of anyone do well. Right. So that's exciting.
I will say I'm worried for my faves. I'm worried for Phil. I got to be honest with you. I'm worried for Phil because Phil did not do great in his improv challenge. I'm worried for Tainomi.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta be honest, I'm worried for Tainomi, but...
Oh, Alexis is going to do well as well, I think.
Alexis has been hit or miss with comedy in the past. Like, her Snatch games have been pretty good, but, you know, I think Alexis is really the wild card here. Like, she could end up with a character that she can, like, really lean into and, like, kind of play up a little bit. But regardless, I'm excited to see. I'm excited to talk about the rest of this season. So...
last thing that I wanted to mention is that I wish, because this season is so short and we've seen that the Untucks are good, I wish we had a dedicated Untucked episode for Versus the World, not just this one, overall. So, wow, please give us Untucked for Versus the World. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Bye. But with that being said, no, they won't. But with that being said, we're going to get out of here because we got to go film Look Over Here. So thank you so much for joining us for this episode recap. Let us know all your thoughts about episode 1 down in the comments below. While you're down there, make sure to check the description for all of our audio podcasts, our YouTube channels, where you can find us on Patreon, as well as our social media links, my personal socials down there as well. And also where you can get your merch, including but not limited to cup mug, signatures not included, down there as well. With that being said, we are gonna skedaddle. So, cheers. Well, yes. Woo.
Honey.
Oh no.
Ooh. Oh.
I hit the outro button. No, I hit it twice. No.